Well, good morning, folks. Mr. Zenten. I wanted to tell you a quick story about the time that I had to shit in my shirt when I was flying an airplane all alone up the coast of Florida. 21 years old, flying up to Daytona from Miami at an altitude of about 2,500 feet. Right over the beach, having a peanut butter sandwich and a cold Coca-Cola, which I had often done. I tell this story because it's the kind of things that happen to you, and you can tell these stories, and most people won't believe them. I have two such stories. One I'll tell now, the other will be in the book, Romancing the Keys. But this one was happening. I'm riding along at 2,500 feet, enjoying a beautiful view of the coast of Florida at a very low altitude, and suddenly my stomach was blip, 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 boiling like a cauldron of soup, and it was that old familiar feeling that I'm about to have to go, and I mean I'm going to have to go now. I have no time to wait. I immediately realized that my situational awareness was pretty good, and I knew that there were airports all up and down the coast. It was a matter of finding one and getting down as quickly as I could. But soon I realized I could hardly hold this, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't wait. So the only thing I could do was take off my clothes, and my idea was to poop or shit in my shirt and throw it out of the airplane. It was going to be a mess. Anyway, I did it. I had a problem. So I reached down in the lever under the front part of the Cessna 152, single-engine airplane. I pulled on the lever to let the seat slide back, and my God, on the rails, it slid all the way to the rearmost position of the seat. It put me in a position almost out of reach of the controls. Now, I could still reach them barely with my hand. I could reach the steering wheel of the airplane, called the yoke, or which control the elevators and the ailerons, the steering wheel. I couldn't reach the rudder pedals. So what I did was forgot about my position problems and began to undress, and I got completely naked. Now, here's a naked man in a Cessna 152 flying along, and I'm trying to hold this in and not poop on myself. And so then I got completely in position, pushed with my feet on the floorboard and pushed up, and put the white T-shirt under me and let go, and my God, it was a pile. I don't know how big, how much it weighed, but it probably weighed a pound, and it was half liquid and half solid, and it was just filling up my britches. It was horrible. It smelled so bad that I vomited at the smell of it, on top of it. My nerves were so bad that I puked all down the front of my stomach. But anyway, I said, now what am I going to do? And I maneuvered myself over into the right-hand seat, the right seat of the airplane. And this airplane is now going up and down in altitude by 300 and 400 feet. We're doing nothing dangerous yet, but, you know, it's got to look weird. What's he doing with that airplane going up and down like that? So I opened the right side of the aircraft as I held this white T-shirt dripping, soaking, sopping wet with human fecal matter. And when I opened the, don't know if you've ever opened the door or the window on an airplane like this, but it's connected at the top with levers, and you just push it. It sort of goes out at the bottom. And when I did, it left me about 4 inches to try to get the shirt out of it. But there was enough wind that it caught the shirt and blew shit all over me, all over the inside of the windshield, on the instrument panel, and all over the airplane inside. It was horrible. But I noticed that when I finally let go, it took off at such a speed, there's no way to keep up with it, but it It must have hit the wing and then the tail section, because I looked back and I could see through the back window of the plane that there was brown material beating up and blowing off of the tail section, so the poop had hit the tail section. At any rate, one of the stories about shitting in my shirt at altitude in a Cessna 152. These are the kinds of stories that happen to people, and normally no one would ever believe this story, but I've got one that even tops that one I'm not going to get into now. Mr. Zenten, flying high. See you later, folks. Have a good day. Bye-bye.